everyone, welcome to From the Depths. I'm Menti and this is episode 23 of the Battleship Brawl Season 2 tournament. In this episode we've got the Pravda Fleet by Magma 8502 going up against the Battleship Cram Duo by Bokeh 1010. Both are a dual ship entry, and this is actually the first match of the second round of the Battleship Brawl tournament. This is the first match of the second round of the secondary bracket of the Battleship Brawl Season 2 tournament. There's so many numbers in there. Anyway, let's get the first round underway here. See which of these dual entry ships, or dual ship entries, that's what I was trying to say, come out on top. Pravda with those just extremely huge volley of high explosive shells, which will likely do some serious damage to these cram duos if they land. But they seem to not be aiming all that well. Not sure if that's because the cram duos are constantly in turns, or if the AI is just being derpy. It could be either or. Oh, there it is. Just absolutely, just stripping absolutely tons of weaponry off of the cram duo. Oh, all those explosions. They do a lot of damage. The Pravdas have once again sailed into one another. And they are rather fragile vehicles themselves. They do not take hits very well. They rely on alpha striking their opponent down with just the huge number of crams. And oh man, that entire volley just connected there. Oh man, let's see. Oh, I actually didn't get that deep into it, but this cram duo is definitely hurting. We seem to have some dancing going on with the Pravdas here. Man, this one is really, it's bashed through heavily. You can see straight through it. And friendly fire, because it wouldn't be a Magma match without friendly fire. I think that Pravda may be about to, yeah, it's 33, it's despawning. Yeah, the cram duo are much more dense ships and able to take a hit a little bit better than the Pravdas. Oh, jeez! I think that may be it for the Pravda, folks. I think that's, yep, 52%. It is 2 damaged and going to despawn. And there it goes. And that is the end of round 1 of this battle. So we'll go ahead and get this spawned in and see if the second battle has a different outcome. The Pravdas need to land more of their initial shots. They need to kill some of those guns early on if they want a chance to win this. But here we go, round 2. We'll see if they do it. Or if they end up missing a bunch like they did in the first round. Which is very likely, because this is a really long range to be fighting at. And see, yeah, those are definitely going to miss if they were aimed at this ship, because it was turning when they fired. And the AI is horrible at leading during an active turn. So I think it only looks at the current vector and not the change in vector. Oh, but those shots! This cram duo was saturated in explosions, and it has lost all weapons. That puts it in a very, very bad state. The Pravdas need to switch targets now, though. There's no reason to keep shooting this one. Man, that thing is badly damaged. 64% already. Yeah, continuing to shoot these ships or this ship, this one member of the Cram Duo is, I feel, a bit of a mistake on the Pravda's part. The AI is making an error in judgment there, but it's down to 54%, so it's going to despawn now. And they will soon. The Pravdas will soon change their focus to the remaining Cram Duo. Getting a little framey in this match for some reason. Oh, there we go. There's a volley headed for the Cram Duo. Because it wasn't plunging fire, it's hitting the side armor rather than the guns, which is really where the Pravda needs to land its shots, in the weaponry. They cannot take hits. They cannot out-tank the Cram Duo. Looks like the Cram Duo may have aim point selection. And this distraction thing back here on the outside is causing problems. Oh, this is looking like it's... Yeah, it looks like this is going to be a victory for the Pravdas here in round 2. It's like, man, they do so much better when they aren't drunk and running into each other. Oh, that's it. I think it's an 80% in sinking despawn. Yep. Alright, so the Pravdas win round 2, and we're going to a round 3, folks. Alright. Whoops, forgot to change the team. That might be a little high, too. Let's see. Yeah, it's a bit high. You know, I'm just going to restart the designer. Just... to make sure things are okay. Alright, do it right this time. Success. I even remembered to pause it. That should... Actually, that's still a little high. And... enough. Crap. Alright, one last try. I thought I did it right. I did not. Alright. You're right on the surface of the water here. Watch, this will be too low. No, that's perfect. That is perfect. Oops, I'm probably too far. Oh, no, I'm not. There we go. Right about here is good. Battleship Cram Duo. You know, for not hitting the, for not using the full materials limit, the Cram Duo is definitely performing quite admirably. Here we go, round 3, third and final round between these two begins, and I highly doubt that they'll end up in a draw. Because neither vessel, just like neither vessel is durable enough to cause a draw, really. If they get hit, they get hit. They lose a lot of health. Oh, this looks like it's a good volley. Oh, it was decent. Not the best though. Still some more shells raining in. Man, that constant barrage from the Pravdas is pretty scary. It is not taking out the weaponry. Oh, but there we go. That was one hell of a smash. Ooh. This Cram Duo may get an 80% sinking despawn. Yeah, it is. They actually managed to take it out faster this time. That is not a good sign for the Cram Duo. Now the next volley will likely be fired at the still alive one. They won't be wasting any more shots. Oh, well, I spoke too soon. They wasted some shots. Not a whole lot, though. And oh, both of those volleys look pretty good. Yep, connecting pretty decently there. Doing some serious damage to the Cram Duo, and then just more come in immediately after. Oh, and the weapons get stripped off, and tons of damage. Yep, the firepower of the Pravda is proving to be a bit much for the Cram Duo here, it seems. Yeah, it has one little bitty gun back here left. This is definitely a gun. Well, it's an unofficial victory for the Pravdas at this point. It could still. It's not official until it despawns, but let's face it. That's oh. Friendly fire. So much friendly fire. Stop it, Pravdas. You're throwing away your victory. Don't open the vodka this early. And there we go. The Cram Duo is despawning. After... Wow. The Pravda made one of... This... Wow. You just killed your ally. You made your ally despawn with friendly fire. Oh man, got into the vodka a bit early there, guys. Anyway, congratulations, congratulations, Magma. Your Pravda will be moving on to round 3 of the secondary bracket. Condolences, Bouquet 1010. Your Battleship Cram Duo has been eliminated. It's a shame to see it go. It was definitely a very, very powerful craft, considering that it didn't even use the full materials limit. So, be proud of how far you got. You got further than my entry did. Alright, so this was short enough. I'm going to go ahead and do a second battle, so I'll be back with you guys in just a moment. Okay, and we're back. So in this battle, we've got the Battlecruiser Amagi by Ixos going up against the Achilles by Nobidex, which I think this will be a very interesting battle to watch. I don't think it's going to be very long one way or another, but it'll be very interesting. So let's get round 1 underway. The Achilles gets pulled up into position, starts loading that rather heavy barrage of cram shells. The Amagi gets its shot off first. And doesn't seem to have done a whole lot of damage. Let's see how the Achilles shots fare. Slamming into the side of the Amagi over and over again. Some of them are going over, though. The Amagi seems to have weathered the storm rather easily. Oh, what are you doing, Achilles? Where are you going? Okay, there it goes. It's getting back into proper firing position now. Firing away. The Amagi seems able to absorb the shells from the Achilles just fine, though. It's down to 90%, but it doesn't look like it's taken all that much damage. It's mostly the superstructure that it's lost, which doesn't do much. Let's see how much damage it has below the waterline. Not much. Not much at all. Yeah, it's mostly superstructure damage that it's taken so far. The Achilles doesn't really seem to be taking much in the way of damage from the... You know, I said that I thought it was going to be a quick battle one way or another, but it looks like I may be wrong. Yamagi's down to 83%. The Achilles is at 98%. And the Amagi's guns don't seem to be able to do a whole lot of damage to the Achilles. Oh, but I think the Thetis may have just taken hits. Oh, it did. Oh, that's not good. You don't want to lose that. You lose that, the Achilles is in trouble. And some cramshells go to space because barrel damage. Yeah, the Achilles is just not losing many blocks when it takes hits. That's interesting. Though I think the Thetis, because of its damage, is having some issues with keeping the Achilles properly aligned and firing. Thankfully, the guns on the Achilles have very high firing arcs, so they can just turn and fire anyway. Oof, those cells managed to land and do some damage. I've been over here on the Achilles for a while. Let's see how the Amagi is doing. It's actually sailing away at the moment, and the distance is pretty far. Not out of range yet, but it's getting there. It's about to go out of range. Yeah, it is now officially out of range. And the Achilles is facing away at the moment too, but it's not really moving. So this is definitely on the fault of the Amagi. Because even if it has disabled its opponent to where it's not moving, the battle damage caveat wouldn't apply because it sailed too far away. So I think it may have suffered too much battle damage and is unable to make the turn properly itself. Oh, but if it manages to kill the Thetis and then get back in range. Oh yeah, that's why, because the Amagi's so far away, it's causing the AI on the Achilles to derp out. Because of how Nobidex has it set up. But yeah, unfortunately the Amagi has been out of range for too long. It was unable to make the turn, likely because of battle damage. I suspect if I go back here and check, it will have some severe damage on the fantail and be missing rudders and whatnot. Or it has one giant, like, spin block rudder, which is looking really awesome, but yeah, I don't see any other rudders, and it's been way too long. It's still not even back in range. So yeah, unfortunately the Amagi has been disqualified from this match. And the victory goes to the Achilles in round 1. Battlecruiser Amagi. Whoops. Let's try that again, but remember to pause it. There we go. Man, it's taking a while to spawn in this time. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, 1,500 meters. Okay, there we go. The contestants are set. The clock is reset. Round 2, start. Hopefully the Amagi doesn't sail itself out of range and get disqualified this time. Well, there's just a trail of shells going towards the Amagi. Having some frame rate hiccups again, I'm not entirely sure why. Nothing's really going on. It seems to be happening more and more often lately. I wonder if there's something up with my computer, or if something was changed from the depths, or... I'm not sure. See, Achilles 99%, Amagi 97%. Oh, it got really close to hitting the Thetis there. If it had managed that, that would have been... Oh, it looks like the Thetis did take a hit. There's a hole in it there, you can see. I am not entirely sure where the Amagi's guns were aiming that time. That was kind of not anywhere near the Achilles. And it's not exactly a highly mobile craft. Ooh, the Thetis took another hit. If it takes too many of those, it will definitely sink and be destroyed. And then the Amagi will have a much easier time with the Achilles. Oh! The Thetis is getting rocked. Let's see, what's it at? Oh, the Thetis is AI dead and going to despawn. And if it wasn't before, now it definitely is now. That hit was pretty heavy. And now the Achilles has lost its support. You could say that it's lost its heel. Achilles has been shot in the heel. And now its guns are underwater and having issues. And it's probably going to eventually flop over. And that could cause some problems, assuming the Amagi doesn't sail out of range and get itself disqualified again. Because it looks like it's turning away now. I think the maximum broadside range settings on the Amagi may be a little high, so when it's sailing at that steep of an angle away like that, it can't make the turn back in time. Or maybe it may have been battle damage. It might be able to do it this time. We'll see. But it is definitely sailing away. It is disengaging at the moment. But the Achilles is no longer able to shoot at it. So even though the Amagi's down to 79%, it is looking good to end up winning this simply because it's still fighting and the Achilles is basically dead in the water. So it looks like the Amagi only has one functional turret at the moment. It has those shells were fired, but yeah, they nowhere near accurate. And now the Achilles is taking shots to the side, which is not what it wants. Very framey this episode. I don't know why that is. But I mean, if the Achilles can hang on, it can win via hit points, but it has to last another 5 minutes and 35 seconds to pull that off. But with the Amagi, oh, the Amagi, let me go out to the, yeah, it is now out of range again. So I'm going to start its minute clock, because it's certainly not the Achilles' fault. The Achilles is not moving. The Amagi needs to make some turns here. be a shame to have this beautiful, beautiful ship lose due to disqualification. That would really be a shame. But it is coming back around now. And I have a feeling that it may, if it does get back in time, which it's going to be really close, it's got about 12 seconds left. Nope, it stopped. It did not make the angle steep enough. It stopped turning. And, oh, well, oh, that's right on the edge. I'm going to let it play out, because it was really close to being back in range, or right at the edge of range, right at the edge of the timer. It's very hard to determine which one it actually was. And the Achilles may end up winning in the end via hit points anyway, simply because the Amagi is so damaged. And I would rather let that play out and have it lose that way than to lose the disqualification. It was very, very, very close. It's so close that I don't feel comfortable making a call in one direction or another, but I have to, so I'm gonna let it play out. But if it goes out of range even for a 1/10 of a second, if I see 1501 on this screen, it's done. I'm giving it a bit of leeway here because of how close the timing was on that, but why does this gun... I mean, it looks like it could just turn the other way now. Maybe it has firing restrictions set up so that it can't turn that direction. Oh, those are probably going to be pretty heavily crammed because they've been sitting there for a while, so extra damage. Yeah, that made a pretty significant hole in the Achilles there. Not enough, but significant. Oh, and now the Amagi is sailing around in front of the Achilles. Is actually getting fired upon again. Jeez, those shells are just doing some serious damage. The Amagi is sailing away again. It may end up getting itself disqualified anyway, even though I tried to be nice and give it some leeway, because it was really close. But yeah, I mean, it's only, at best, the only thing it's going to do is the exact same thing it did before, which, like I said, if it goes out of range at all this time, I'm going to immediately disqualify it. Yep, and it's going to. That's it. The Amagi is disqualified. Not that it makes a huge difference, because there's only 32 seconds left on the clock, and it would have lost due to hit points anyway. But yes, the Amagi is disqualified for going out of range. That's unfortunate. So, my condolences, Ixos. Your battlecruiser Amagi has been eliminated from the Battleship Brawl. And congratulations, Nobodix. Your Achilles will be moving on to round 3 of the secondary bracket. Okay, that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the battlefield.